Trigger warning. Ghosts, ghouls, and gruesome stuff ahead. It's weird, it's dark, it's your kind of vibe.
Welcome to Haunted and Homicidal, the podcast where true crime meets the paranormal. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Courtney. Every week we uncover the terrifying, the twisted, and the totally unexplainable. Lock your doors and grab your sage.
Because things are about to get haunted and homicidal. Hey guys.
What's up?
Last episode was kind of rough, I know. But it's not going to be quite as rough as next week because then we kind of get into what Brutos did. I'm
not ready for that.
So you're not going to be ready for that. It is rough. Big time. But we're going to kind of take it back a little bit with, our little paranormal
Spooky
breather a little bit. So, I guess we can go ahead and get into that one. These are going to be short. It's just not a lot of information available, unfortunately, but we're doing our best.
Trying, yes.
Yeah, we're trying at least. Yeah, so did you guys hear about Morgan?
Bruh.
Yeah, I was scared.
Have you heard anything else on that?
Oh, yeah, she was caught.
Oh, she was?
Mm-hmm, like less than 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
She was caught with a transgender person, male to female. I'm so, they met online, okay? And
So
when we did this episode...
So this is the one that she met... Is this the one that we talked about that she would...
don't know.
Wasn't she talking to somebody?
She was talking to a male when she was in prison still, yes, who was kind of like one of the reasons why they were hesitant on releasing her.
Yeah.
But yes, if you guys don't remember, this is Morgan from the Slender Man. I would say Slender Man killing, murder, but Peyton survived. So from the Slender Man stabbing, it was Morgan, the one that was her friend initially that she was trying to befriend and be nice to because she saw that other kids didn't treat her well.
The one that was...
It was her initial friend.
Apparently silently psycho.
The one that was very much psychotic.
Uh-huh.
And her release stipulations were she could not have social media access. She had to be under constant supervision. So for her to be able to take that ankle monitor off and leave and go to a different state with somebody she met online, I don't understand it.
They
so
did a very bad job.
Yeah.
Of monitoring.
So I'm thinking obviously I think this A, revokes her parole.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And B, I don't think that she deserves a second chance. This was her second chance, and she fucked it up almost immediately. She just got released.
The fact that she took her ankle monitor off and everything,
the fact that she was even able. She met this person online. She's not supposed to have access to social media.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband sent it to me because he had just listened to the episode of Slender Man. And he was like, oh, shit. And I was like, oh, my fucking God. I'm like, I wonder if Peyton knows. But obviously they did let the family know. And they were secured. They probably had, police presence and everything. Because that would be, especially with this girl being psychotic, verifiably, medically, officially psychotic. My biggest concern would be her trying to find Peyton.
Yeah.
And finish, quote unquote, finish the job for Slender Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, there's not really a whole lot out about it right now other than that she escaped and who she escaped with. They've both been apprehended. I'm hoping that they revoke anything that they initially had for her. No group home.
Can't do nothing.
No group home, no nothing. I think she needs to be in prison this time if she is mentally stable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where she needs to stay. Because
she's mentally stable enough to take her ankle monitor off.
Yeah, we don't know, if she had any nefarious purpose of doing so.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be she was tired of the supervision and she just wanted to go and not be bothered anymore. She may not have had any ill intention towards another person anywhere. It could just be she wanted to escape.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the person that she escaped with or met up with and they fled, I don't know if they had any kind of big influence on her, like, hey, yeah, let's do it, blah blah blah, or if she was the
Peyton,
one
come
like,
on, girl.
yeah, or if she was the
Yeah.
one like, this is what I'm doing, blah blah blah, let's run away together. I don't know. We don't know anything right now. I just wanted to bring it up because I know that was one of our more recent stories, and it gave me a panic attack. Like, I'm not anywhere near them, not
Yeah.
anywhere close to the story. I don't know any of them, but I was panicking for the victim. It's crazy. I was just like, it just baffles me on how she was able to. Now, as far as like
Exactly.
the other one, nothing's been, said about her or anything, and she's been released for quite some time now. So I think hopefully she's doing okay. She was the one that, felt the most remorse and everything about it. So I hope she's doing okay, and I surely hope Peyton's okay. I know that was probably a very, very, very panic-filled, sleepless 24 hours. I could not imagine her parents, her. So scary. So scary. But I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. It happened like a week ago. By the time you guys hear this, probably like 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, it's just crazy how things come full circle. It's crazy. My husband sent it to me. I didn't even know about it. Didn't know about
I
it.
didn't either until you sent it
Yeah,
to me.
and he sent it to me, and I was like, oh fuck.
And I was like, oh.
I love it though because my husband's paying attention. He's paying attention
Yes.
to the podcast, and then he's like, oh shit, And he sent me something the other day, which I just saw something on it a couple days ago on Facebook. It's recent, where this guy killed his estranged wife, buried her in their backyard. 24 hours later, dug her up, sexually assaulted her corpse, and reburied her. Yeah. Yes. And this was recent, like this year, like October, November, like
What the
within
hell?
the last like month or two, I think. People are fucking wild. Know your surroundings. If your spouse is a red fucking flag, which I'm pretty sure he was prior to this incident,
Yes.
as he was estranged, they were separated.
Yes.
If your husband is showing any kind of red flags physically, threatening to kill himself, kill other people, hurt other people, blah, 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 get the fuck out.
Yes.
Get the fuck out, because this
Go
is what
away.
happens. You end up murdered and your corpse sexually assaulted. And this is not like a first time case that this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
People are sick.
Mm-hmm.
And when a man shows you who the fuck he is, believe it. Get the fuck out. Believe it. Because you or your children might be next.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my PSA for today. So we will go ahead and get into the story now. I don't even remember what you're doing.
Stone Lion Inn.
Yep, not a clue. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's like a hotel.
Bed and breakfast.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
Yes. So, located in Guthrie, Oklahoma, it's first and oldest bed and breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, it was a 1907 Victorian mansion
Oh, wow.
that was once the home of Mr. and Mrs. Houghton and their 12 chitlins.
12?
12 chitlins.
How many bedrooms and bathrooms is this? Does it say? Like, was it a house big enough to house 14 people?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was like, where did I put it? I know I have it here somewhere. Okay.
I was just wondering because, like, back in the 1900s, people would build a home for their 15 children, and
Yeah.
it's like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah. And, of course, the good times would not last long when an incident occurred at the hands of the hell did I write?
At the hands of a what?
Negligent nurse. There we go. I was
Oh.
like,
Okay.
It-
Wait.
it looked weird for a second.
I guess you'll explain. I'm just trying to figure out why there was a nurse in the house. Yeah, okay.
And this costly mistake would go on to turn this once beloved home into a nightmare from which the former owners could never escape.
Oh, no.
So it is believed that it all started when one of the children, Augusta, fell ill and died of whooping cough
Oh.
after a trusted nurse gave her the wrong amount of cough medicine,
Oh, no.
which I've had whooping cough.
I think there's like a vaccine for
like
it. now.
legit whooping cough. When I was a little baby. Today, you can hear disembodied voices and footsteps and doors opening and closing on their own.
Okay.
So, the history. It was built in the early 1900s by T.E. Houghton, who was a prosperous merchant looking to create a larger house for his expanding family.
Yeah, 12 kids.
So, he lived there with his wife and 12 children for nearly 20 years.
Oh, my God.
The mansion is 8,000 square feet and has 4 floors.
Wow.
And at that time, it was at the time it was completed, it cost $11,900.
I fucking wish.
And was the most expensive home in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Oh my God, I wish. $11,000 for a fucking mansion.
Mhm.
I was born at the wrong time, man.
Mhm.
Fuck.
They moved out of the home at some point during the 1920s and then became a boarding house. Soon after that, became a funeral parlor.
Ugh.
Years and years went by, and the home went back to a boarding house, and then finally a private residence again, which now serves as a historic bed and breakfast. And then Mr. Houghton even bought the land next to their old home to build the larger mansion seen today.
So he built 2 mansions.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did the other one become like a
I think it's like the
boarding
bed
home
and
or whatever?
breakfast. It's the bed and breakfast, and then their house next door.
Well, yeah, so
I
like the
think.
big
I don't-
house,
I
did
don't
it
know.
ever
I don't know what happened to the new house.
Okay, so you don't know if it was also like a boarding home or anything like that once they sold it. Okay. So he built it while they were still living there?
So they moved out,
Yeah.
and then so that house became boarding house, funeral parlor,
And
back to a
whoever
boarding house,
owned the house
and then private residence,
built a different house?
and then historic bed and breakfast. And then he came back and bought the land next to the
And-
old house.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
built a new house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Why? That's dumb. Like you literally just
I
moved
don't
from
know.
a house over. Like why?
I don't know. Because he did.
Maybe because of the death that happened in the house. He just couldn't
Yeah, because
be there anymore. Okay.
it was
That's
just too
sad.
much.
I would not move next door to too much. I would move
Yeah.
like a city or so over, but not next door. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sometimes these people they've earned what's happening to them.
So I couldn't find anything on like the boarding house, funeral parlor, and all that stuff. So bed and breakfast.
Oh, well, I would imagine the funeral parlor kind of had like a good inflicting presence on the
Appar-
ghosts.
Apparently
there's, like,
not,
dead
'cause
people
I
there.
can't find- all it talks about is the inn.
Yeah, I mean, nothing like may have happened like
Yeah.
bad there, but it being a funeral parlor, hosting funerals, dead people, they probably it's probably
But
some
nothing.
kind of influence.
But nothing significant happened while
yeah.
it was all these.
Like no murders, no strange deaths or
Nah.
anything. I think just it being a funeral parlor
Yeah.
kind of amplified.
Yes. So Rebecca Luker restored and established the Victorian mansion in 1986 after she moved from Santa Fe to Guthrie with her 2 children.
Okay.
She was recruited to come to Oklahoma's original capital city, Guthrie, by Ralph McCalmont, a local banker interested in historic tourism and development. In 1986, the economy was reeling from the oil bust and the failure of one of its largest banks. And McCalmont believed that Guthrie's unique historic preservations, the largest number of historic properties registered per state capita,
Okay.
offered the best hope for the suffering local economy. So this is a quote from Rebecca.
Okay.
Ralph had promised people that there would be a bed and breakfast establishment in Guthrie before the end of 1986. Ralph knew that I had experience in Santa Fe restoring historic properties and turning them into bed and breakfasts. He asked if I could move, restore the home, and be open for business in 60 days. I told him I could.
Okay.
So restoration was taxing, and soon after starting, Luca realized its difficulty. To generate more revenue for her family and the restoration, she decided to add entertainment to the inn. So this is where the murder mystery dinners started.
Oh no, like real murder?
No, just
okay.
She did like murder mystery dinners.
Oh, nah, I want to go to one of those. It sounds
Mhm.
so fun, but I don't like dressing up, so meh.
So during the inn's first year of business, guests started to experience strange happenings during their stays.
Okay.
So past and current owners, visitors, and ghost hunting groups have all reported strange phenomena inside the home. Sightings of a young girl and a man resembling Mr. Houghton have been reported. Some of the guests at the inn would come downstairs for breakfast the morning after their stay and ask Luker if she had a little girl. And they all shared the same story. A little girl had awakened them and stood beside their bed.
No.
She realized similarities in the stories and began to dig a bit into the history of the home.
Okay.
And that's when she learned about 8-year-old Augusta. And then she died in the house. And then the house had been used as a funeral parlor in the 1950s. And there's an embalming table that that she put right in the front entry of the inn.
Don't like it.
Mm-hmm. So Augustus said to haunt the halls of the inn, and her father has been seen and smelled huffing and puffing on his tobacco pipe.
Ew, gross.
Guests have also witnessed a child tucking them into bed at night.
Aww,
And others report being
no.
and others report being woken up by the same child later in the evening.
No, I'll punch that child right in the throat.
And
It's
some
ghost throat.
And some guests even report the sounds of multiple kids jumping on the beds,
Oh, no.
even when no children are staying at the inn.
No. Why do you always have stories about ghost kids? This freaks me. That's like
Because
worse
you give
than
me
clowns.
the places that involve the kids.
Well, I don't know they involve kids.
Well,
I don't like it.
one of Becky's children kept his toys in the storage closet, always putting them away neatly after he was done playing.
Okay.
Around 10 at night, footsteps could be heard on the back staircase, which goes up to the third floor former play area. And every morning, the family would find the toys strewn all about the floor. And it continued to happen even when she put a lock on the door.
Oh. Ew.
A male apparition has been seen in the basement area of the home, dressed in an old-fashioned black suit, and some believe it's T.E. Houghton himself smoking cigars and checking the heating system of the house.
Automatically, no. No basement ghosts. No children ghosts. Nobody trying to hold my hand and drag me up a wall ghost. None of it. I don't like any of it.
And some entities may have attached to the house during its use as a funeral home, as other full-bodied apparitions are reported, but have yet to be identified. And this home has been the subject of many ghost hunts, including some nationally known groups such as TAPS.
I love taps. I could never talk shit about taps. I love taps. Now.
Shut up.
Bagel Bites is another story, but I love taps.
So some visitors report feeling touched as they relax in the bed for the evening, while others hear a woman's voice echoing through empty hallways. One particular guest felt a heavy weight on the edge of the bed, and then the ceiling fan shut off, almost as if someone stood up on the bed to turn it off for her before she fell asleep.
Okay.
So guests can stay at the Stone Lion Inn, choosing one of 6 unique suites. The grounds of the inn are equally as beautiful as the home itself, boasting pecan trees, lilacs, and a gazebo.
Okay.
And now, Ghost Adventures.
Bagel Bites.
So there have been claims that when Luker was doing her murder mystery shows, she was out in the cemetery doing rituals, witchcraft, and devil worshipping.
Okay. So what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but that's what they believed.
Okay.
That she was doing.
Okay.
And so there's a grave there that I will talk about in a second. So she tells Zach that upon her death, she plans to be buried in the plot directly adjacent to Elmer, who I will talk about.
Who the fuck is
Who
Elmer?
I will talk about in a second,
Okay.
because he's part of her murder mystery. But she wants to be buried directly adjacent to him.
Okay.
And she has done the murder mystery play every Friday and Saturday for 30 years.
Jesus. It must be popular then if she's been doing it for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And of course, the only documented deaths in the house was
The little girl.
the little girl with her little whooping cough.
Okay. Accidental death, it seems like. Yeah.
Accidental death because she was over medicated by the family maid.
Yeah.
Oh, that pop.
Wait, the maid.
Nurse.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute.
She was like the maid / nurse.
Like the nanny, kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah. Okay.
She was a nanny. So Elmer McCurdy, because she wrote her murder mystery on him. So,
Okay.
he was a bungling outlaw who robbed the daily, and he only got 2 jugs of whiskey and $48.
What?
And after an hour-long gun battle, he lay dead.
What the fuck? Over $48 and some whiskey.
Yep. He was taken to Pawhuska, Oklahoma, and the coroner there doused him with about 200 times more arsenic than he needed, and he created a mummy.
What?
He created a mummy.
Like, on purpose? this?
No, I think he wasn't. I think he was new, apparently, and needed too much and created a mummy.
Oh. Okay, well.
Yeah.
At least now he knows what too much arsenic does. Arsenic?
That's what it said.
For what?
I don't know. That's just what he said they did to him.
I'm confused.
I
Because
don't know.
arsenic is like a poison, like to kill people,
I
not
don't
to
know,
use
that's
on
what
somebody.
That's what he said he did.
I'm going to have to Google this. Hold on.
Look it up.
I need to
That's
find
what
out.
that's what it said.
Yeah, I need to find out why you would use arsenic on an already dead person.
Unless it was supposed to be something else, and then I just wrote the wrong word. I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, embalming fluid.
Okay,
It's
that's
a
what
key
it is.
component in embalming fluid to preserve the body and slow decomp.
Okay, so yeah, he used too much of that.
Yeah, I was confused. I didn't know.
Yeah, okay. So he stood him up in the back room at the funeral parlor, and he charged 5 cents for people to come and look at him. He's like, you know what? We're just gonna make it work. And he was an outlaw anyway, so they're like, who gives a shit?
Not my first idea of what to do with somebody who turned
apparently
into
it
a
was
mummy.
his.
I'd be like, okay, well, we definitely know he's dead. Let's bury him.
Yeah, apparently it was his. So for the next 61 years,
Oh my god.
the mummified corpse of Elmer McCurdy was celebrated as a spectacle at carnivals and wax museums. At some point, they lose track that he's a real person. So they sold him to a sideshow to a carnival, and they're referring to him as the dummy.
What the fuck?
So as origins faded from memory, he became no more than a prop for movies and amusement parks.
Gross.
So in 1976, while hanging from the ceiling at the Laugh in the Dark Funhouse in Long Beach, California, his arm was accidentally broken off.
What the fuck?
Revealing the human bones underneath. Forensic investigation soon followed. And once Elmer's identity was known, he was returned to Guthrie. So 66 years after he was murdered, the citizens of Guthrie came out and they gave him a funeral. He's buried there in Guthrie in Summit Cemetery in the Boot Hill section. And then they poured concrete over him so that way they could keep his spirit from tormenting the living.
Because they knew they fucked up and they knew.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, cement isn't going to work, my guy, because
Well,
his
they
soul
believe
is
that-
already out.
They believe that's what happens if you pour concrete over the grave, that
No.
the spirit can't get out.
No, incorrect. Thank you.
Yes. So, okay. Now back to their interviews. So they interviewed Michelle Smith, the housekeeper,
And this is
at the inn.
Bagel Bites.
Bagel Bites.
Okay.
So she hears whispering, people knocking on the door, and nobody being there.
Okay.
She's worked as a housekeeper there since it opened in 1986. So she's been
Oh,
there the
wow.
entire time.
Like, is this like recent?
This was...
Okay.
to look up the episode. Stone Line and episode. I think it's like 2019, maybe 2017. 2017.
2017. Yeah. So recently,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mostly recently. So she's been there a very long time. Yeah.
No. So there's a bed in the attic, and so that's where she would sleep.
I already don't like. Wait, what?
Like when they, we're like renovating and stuff. That's what she would like stay like
Ew.
upstairs.
No, thank you.
And when she would go to bed, she would feel someone lying next to her.
Yeah. Do you know ghosts float?
Literally got on the side of her back.
Mm-mm.
She was scared because she knew she locked the door.
Yeah.
So she covered her head up in the covers and fell asleep.
That's
She
what I
said-
would
she
do.
said nope.
Yeah. You can't. They can't see you if you're covered.
And so while she was asleep,
Mm-mm.
next thing she knew, she was in the basement with this person
No, like in her dreams or like for real, for real.
in her dream.
Oh, okay.
So, and she saw they took some water in a bucket. So
Okay.
put it on the floor,
Uh-huh.
and then water was pouring out of the bucket with the bucket sitting upright.
Okay.
So they said, so Zach asked her, like, did you look into the water?
No.
And she said no.
Yeah. No.
Because scrying, the ancient practice of gazing into reflective surfaces in
Yeah.
order to make contact with the dead.
Yeah.
Because since the bucket was standing upright and the water was pouring out like it was overflowing, but
Mhm.
nothing like pouring in, he figured that's what like the ghost was trying to do.
Yeah. Like show her something in the water.
but she was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, that would be my response.
Yeah.
Especially
So-
if it was a fucking child. No, I'm
Yes.
not looking at that bucket, you creepy little bitch.
Yeah, she said, mm-mm. So they're like, would you mind holding a recorder and standing up here by yourself for like 5-10 minutes in the attic? And she was like, I guess.
Yeah, sure, why not? Can't
So-
you fucking do it? This is your show.
So she was asking, so she's like, they want me to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
She's like, did that night that I stayed here, did that really happen to me or was it a dream? If it wasn't a dream, who are you to come into bed with me?
Right?
Is you in here with me? And then the only response that she got after she said, can you tell me the purpose of the dream I had? And then in an aggressive voice, they caught, fuck him, fuck her.
Oh my god.
And it was like a very aggressive voice.
Fuck him and fuck her. He's like, fuck you, bagel bites, and fuck you, you dumb bitch, for not looking in the bucket. I was going to drown you in it. Are you happy to hear that? Thanks. Bye.
So then they interviewed her eldest son, Grant, Luker's eldest son, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
So he lived in the house from 1986 until he was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So Zach asked, like, how well he knew Michelle, like, if she would, like, how, like, connected she was,
Mhm.
and if, like, it was normal and all this stuff.
Like, for, like, having paranormal things happen to her, or, like, having dreams like that? Or what do you mean if she's connected to...
Yeah, to say, like, if she was, like, if she...
If this is, like, a normal thing
yeah.
for her.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Or if this is just happening because of the home.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, he's like, we knew her pretty well. She's worked for 30 years.
Yeah. Well,
And then he says that she has a deeper connection to this property.
okay.
He didn't elaborate. He just said she has a
Oh.
deeper connection.
Okay.
And then he didn't elaborate.
Okay.
So
Did they ask?
He didn't. He didn't.
Okay. So then they were just like, well, whatever. Cool. What the fuck?
Because I don't think he knew. He just says, oh, she has a deeper connection. Because I think she's been here so long. I guess. I don't know.
It sounds ominous, but okay. I would be asking questions, but that's just me.
Okay, their episodes are only so long, okay?
Yeah, but he still should have asked a fucking question. The episodes are only an hour on air, but that's like 16, 18, 24 hours of video footage where they're together, and he could have said, could you fucking elaborate? Not, okay, thanks, bye. Like, but come, see? Okay.
Leave me and my ghost adventures alone.
Fucking bagel bites.
Okay. So they go to Elmer's grave
Okay.
to try to communicate with him.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay does infrasound, and they put the speaker on top of his grave so it was going into the ground,
Okay.
into the concrete.
Yeah.
So they have Aaron and Billy on video at the Stone Lion Inn while Zach and Jay are at the grave. So Billy and Aaron use a Paranormal Puck 2 at the end.
They
So-
use a what?
Paranormal Puck 2. So it's like Billy types a question
Okay.
and the ghost answers.
Gotcha. Okay. I wasn't sure what that was.
So he has Billy type in, Elmer, is it true that your spirit was haunting everyone who... Elmer, is it true that your spirit was haunting everyone who disrespected your body? No response.
Okay.
Who's here with us? No response. Who does it say you're shot by on your tombstone? Billy gets hang.
Okay.
They get the response hang.
Okay.
So Billy starts asking what like just explaining.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't he hung and his arm got ripped off? Like, he didn't type anything in. He just was just like
Verbalizing it.
it.
Yeah.
And they got a yes response.
Okay, so he's pissed off about his arm. Got it.
Yeah. So then Billy types, who is answering these questions? Homicide. So then Aaron turns on the spirit box
Mm-hmm.
and they're asked, who's with us right now? Hang.
Okay.
Who comes to your grave and talks to your spirit? Empath.
Yeah. Okay, so she's an empath. Okay.
Elmer, what are you doing? Phone.
Okay.
Elmer, how did you die? Hang.
Well, he didn't, but
So, okay. So what they kind of explained that because they were like, maybe because he got shot and it was
Right.
sudden.
right.
They're like, maybe he was thinking he was still in his body, like connected to his body
While all this was happening.
while all this was happening. So he probably thought he died when he was hung as a
and
prop.
then the arm got taken off, and that's when they decided to bring him back.
So
So then at
that's-
that point,
yeah.
he was quote unquote dead. Okay, well that makes sense.
Yes. And they said, are we getting this right, Elmer? Because after they said all that, and that's
Yeah.
what I just explained to you.
Yeah.
It said all.
Okay. Well, yeah, all that was correct.
Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh, okay, so Elmer's real.
Yeah. Okay.
Elmer's like, what's up?
Yeah.
And so, what's her face? Rebecca. So
I
we're
keep
like,
wanting to call her Rachel. Close enough.
they're like, okay, so she's an empath because that's why she's so connected to Elmer.
Yes.
So, investigation.
Okay.
So while they're all in the nerve center getting ready, the camera on one of the upstairs floors captures a door opening by itself.
Okay.
So they go upstairs. And they begin to hear noises coming from behind the bed.
Oh no. Like in the wall?
Just, well, yeah. Like,
okay. I don't like that.
So then they all decide to separate since the house is so big.
Yeah.
So Aaron goes to the attic, Billy goes to the basement, and Zach stays on the second floor.
That's what you said, like 8,000 square feet, right? 4 stories.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
So Zach attaches a millimeter device to the bed frame to see if it will detect any spikes of electromagnetic energy.
Okay.
So he hears footsteps in the hallway, and while Aaron's in the attic, he feels someone touch him.
Mm-mm.
Instead, it felt like someone was putting something in his butt, like in his pocket.
Oh, I was like, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, so that freaked him out.
They're trying to anally penetrate him. That would be a no for me, and I would be the fuck out of there. Okay.
Well, no, not his pocket. It was his because his pants were like
Like his waistband.
his waistband, in his because he was had a little plumber crack, because he was squatting, so he felt like something.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I would be out.
Yeah, so he freaked the fuck out,
I would be out like a fat kid in dodgeball. Mm-mm.
and then it gets better.
Oh God.
So then it goes back to Zach,
Okay.
and a loud crashing sound comes from out in the hallway.
Mm.
Zach goes to look. The camera that was out in the hallway had got knocked over and had its camera lights completely drained of their fresh batteries only seconds before it happened.
Wow. That happens a lot, though. I've noticed, like, in these paranormal shows, like, when there's, like, a big burst of energy, like, all their camera batteries and shit die, their phones malfunction. It's crazy.
Yeah, because, they, pick the camera up and, Zach, pushes it, to show, it's not.
It's not unstable.
Yeah. Because, with him, forcibly pushing it, it's not falling over.
Yeah, got it.
And they capture a light anomaly as the camera gets knocked over.
Okay.
So then go back to Aaron.
That ghost was like, ha, bitch.
Yeah, so back to Aaron. He's like, did you just touch me a second ago? And he gets the response, the kid.
Ew, no. But that would be a kid-like thing.
Yeah.
Like cornhole.
So Aaron starts, talking. Is like, oh, you're a very powerful energy. Doesn't finish his sentence before he captures an unexplained child's voice.
No.
So then the child apparently knows what he's doing, and so he captures ghost hunting. And then the spirit box starts acting crazy and turning on by itself. So Aaron's freaking the fuck out.
So it doesn't appear to be a kid that died in 1902 or 1907. That appears to be a kid who died yesterday, and they know.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
Unless maybe obviously if they're in the house and other hunters have been there and they've kind of been eavesdropping or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would think, I obviously don't know how it works, but I would think if a ghost is around, they remember things, not just their past life, but the current events. They kind of remember things, or they know what's happening. I don't think it would be their slate's wiped clean every night or anything. I don't know, but I would assume that if it is an intelligent entity, sometimes I'll say this is an intelligent one, or this is just remnants of past whatever. It's not someone being able to communicate. I feel if they can communicate, they might kind of be caught up on modern occurrences. They know, the guy, he knew what a phone was, and he'd been dead since 1930 something. He knew what a cell phone was. He knew what he was doing.
Well, they were on a laptop, but yeah, he knew he was communicating through the.
Yeah, so he knew it was something. It wasn't I don't know what the fuck that thing is, So I would think that they kind of learn as we learn. They kind of, that would make sense. To me, but I don't really know a whole lot about ghosties and how the afterworld works. I'm an empath and I can feel things, but that's about the extent of it. I'm like her. Please don't empath me, dead mummy person that might be on my property. Thank you.
So Billy doesn't capture anything in the basement. So they're all in
Really?
nurse. Yeah.
Wait, except the booty hole thing?
That was Aaron. in the attic.
Oh. Ugh, see, I don't like attics.
Yeah, so Billy doesn't really capture anything.
Okay.
So they're all in Nerve Center regrouping. And so they're all, like, looking at the cameras and, like, just seeing if anything happens while they're not in there.
Yeah.
So the door to Nerve Center opens.
Okay.
Like, they're all watching it.
Right.
And so they asked the ghost to close the door if they opened it. And it slammed shut.
Okay. He's like, sure, bet. Gotcha.
Aggressively slammed shut.
Oh, so he's mad. He's like, I was just coming to say hi, and now you're like, get the fuck out.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so they get
That's
up to...
me.
Yeah.
That's my ghost.
So they get up to examine the door. And the spirit box randomly turns on like it did it with Aaron in the attic.
Okay.
So they're like, why'd you slam the door? 'Cause I had to. In a woman's voice.
Okay.
So then they set up a SLS camera aimed up the staircase. And they have 2 balls for the little child to play with.
No. We can just skip over this part. I hate the kid stuff. I hate it.
But yeah, so they definitely concluded that Stone Line Inn was haunted.
So, like, did they figure out who the female was? So I know you said, like, the most common people were the child and then the dad of the deceased child. They have no clue?
Nope, because they even,
Okay.
like, because even when I mentioned before I did the Ghost Adventure stuff, they know, like, the funeral parlor, with it being a funeral parlor, like, there's ghosts attached to it,
Yeah.
but they couldn't,
Yeah.
they can't identify
Who they are.
who they are.
And they're not identifying themselves. They just know that one is probably the child that passed away and then their
Yeah.
dad. Okay.
But yeah, so you can definitely stay at the Stone Line Inn.
No, thank you. I don't want to stay anywhere where there's children ghosts or ones.
That's pretty much everywhere.
I don't want any children ghosts. I do not want clown ghosts. I do not want entities that are going to hold my hand and drag me up a wall. I don't want that. That lives rent free in my head. I don't want that. Or ghosts. No. Dolls. Like, ghosts are obviously going to be in a ghost house,
Yeah.
but no dolls. No clowns. No kid ghosts. No things that are going to drag me up a wall and try to take me to upstairs hell. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to do it anyway. Oh, God. No, that's creepy. I don't like it. Straight up not a fan of kid ghosts. And it's like every fucking...
Especially when they're
there's
really trying to
something.
put stuff in your butthole.
Yeah, I'm not down with that at all. That sounds like something that would be in like a prison area, like, you know, not like in a house that used to be bed and breakfast
Butt crack.
or mortuary or, you know, whatever. But I mean, again, if it's a kid, like, they think butts are fucking hilarious. Like, anything dealing with butts, farting, mooning people, they think it is, especially boys, think it's hilarious. I don't think it's funny at all. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about Mothman.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mothman is an American folklore, and the name is given to a humanoid creature that was reportedly seen around Point Pleasant, West Virginia, from November 15th of 1966 to December 15th of 1967. So like 13 straight months, like from start to finish. The 15th to the 15th, a year apart. Despite its name, the original sightings of the creature described avian features, which means bird-like, not so much looking like a moth, but looking like a bird.
Okay.
The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, so the day after the first sighting,
Okay.
titled "Couple Sees Man-Sized Bird, Creature, Something."
That's a nice,
Yeah, so they had no clue what was happening. They just reported it in the paper. Like, I don't even know if they did any fact-checking or investigative reporting. They're just like,
Probably
this is what
not.
these two people said. It looks like a bird-man thing, something crazy. I don't know. But whatever. The national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story across the United States, as they tend to do, causing chaos and fear where there has been no justification of it.
Yeah.
No factual evidence, nothing. It's just what happens. The source of the legend is believed to have been originated from sightings of out-of-migration sandhill cranes or herons.
Aren't those skinny, though?
Yeah, but they're huge.
Okay.
And, like, shoe bills are people-sized. Have you ever seen a shoe bill?
That creepy-looking thingy
With the
like, the
big
giant
fucking
ass
beak. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like buckbeak.
Yeah.
So, like...
These are creepy as shit.
the shoe bills are fucking huge. So they're saying this could be some kind of very large bird out of season migration. They do migrate out of season, just these particular months it's more common.
Yeah.
But if there's like bad weather or unnatural weather that they're not used to, they might migrate out of season. So they're thinking this kind of this is kind of what they were seeing, since the initial sightings were avian like in appearance.
Yeah.
So the creature was introduced to a wider audience by Gary Barker in 1970.
That says gray.
Oh. The creature, well, I'm dyslexic. I switched words. The creature was introduced to a wider audience by Gray Barker in 1970 and was later popularized by John Keel in his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, which eventually did turn into a movie.
Really?
It did, yes.
Oh.
It was later adapted into a 2002 movie starring Richard Gere.
I've never seen.
But in the book, Keel claimed that there were paranormal events related to the sightings and a connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. So they're saying like the Mothman did that. I want to say like in the movie, the Mothman lands on the bridge and it just like disintegrates.
Okay.
If I'm thinking correctly, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But he's saying that basically the sightings of Mothman kind of prophesized other events, like this collapse of the bridge. There is an annual festival in Point Pleasant that is devoted to the legend. It's huge.
Yay, Mothman.
It's just like the Loveland Frogman. They have a yearly annual thing, wizard frogs. I don't know. People-sized wizard frogs. Pew pew.
Yes, because let's honor a freaking frog.
It's just the history, I guess. Like, they gotta do something.
Yeah.
So, the physical description of this creature is very large, 6 to 7 feet tall with a 10-foot wingspan.
God damn.
With gray or brown skin, glowing red eyes, and that's like the main thing is the eyes. Human-like features. It glides when flying, not flapping like a bat, and can ascend straight upwards like a helicopter. Or if you just think of like Jeepers Creepers.
He was
like,
creepy as shit.
Yeah, like when he lands on the truck and then he just shoots straight the fuck up and they're all looking at the sky.
Yeah.
Or like, and I think the second or third one when he attacked that school bus full of kids, he just went straight up with them.
Yeah.
He didn't flap. He glided.
He glowed.
He glid. Glizzy. But, but also like no relation to Jeepers Creepers. Just kind of similar with the wings and And I'm wondering, like, I did look up to see if Jeepers Creepers was kind of loosely based off of Mothman, but it is not.
Oh.
It is actually based on a true story. Jeepers Creepers is.
Huh?
And we'll get into it that's going to be another. Yeah, it's based on a true story that happened out in that area. Yeah. But it's not related to Mothman, which I thought it was, especially because of, the glowing eyes and the wingspan and human-like features. But no, it's not. So, the history of Mothman, now that we've kind of gotten through that part. On November 15th of 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Mallett, told police they had seen a large black creature whose eyes glowed red, standing at the side of the road near the TNT area, not sure where that is, the site of a former World War II munitions plant.
Something got mutated.
Possibly. But munitions would be like, ammo, guns, weapons. That's what munitions are, not mutations.
So,
I wouldn't think there's like a lot of chemicals out there, but he could have.
You never know.
He could have eaten a lot of like gunpowder and then like whatever. I don't know. It could happen. So Linda described it as a quote-unquote slender, muscular man, about 7 feet tall with white wings. Like,
so an angel?
Kind of like an angel, I guess. That's what I would think. However, she was unable to discern its face due to the hypnotic effect of its eyes. So, like, it had like a blurry face. Like, she couldn't give any details because his eyes were hypnotic.
Okay.
I think she was just horned up and...
Yeah.
Distressed, the witnesses sped away, reporting that the creature flew after their car, making a screeching sound. It pursued them as far as Point Pleasant city limits. So once they passed over the city limits, it did not go any further. Over the next few days, more people reported similar sightings after the local newspapers covered it, of course. If the newspaper hadn't covered it, there probably wouldn't be further sightings. But they covered it, so people are like, oh, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
2 volunteer firemen who saw it said it was a quote-unquote large bird with red eyes. So the red eye thing is just kind of like continual. Mason County Sheriff George Johnson believed the sightings were due to an unusually large heron he termed a shite poke.
Oh, what?
I don't know. A shite poke.
Okay.
Contractor Newell Partridge told Johnson that when he aimed a flashlight at a creature in a nearby field, its eyes glowed quote-unquote like bicycle reflectors. Additionally, he blamed buzzing noises from his television set and the disappearance of his German Shepherd, Bandit, on the creature.
Not the missing dog.
Yeah, so his dog ran away, and then his TV was acting crazy, and he's like, oh, Mothman. Mothman.
Poor dog.
Other than you have an old TV and your dog got tired of your shit, or you were not a good pet parent and he got loose. Wildlife biologist Robert L. Smith at West Virginia University told reporters that the descriptions and sightings fit the sandhill crane, a large American crane almost as tall as a man with a 7-foot wingspan and reddish coloring around its eyes.
What's this all like?
So again, they were thinking just a very large bird out of migration. The bird may have wandered out of its migration route and therefore was unrecognized at first because it was not native to the region. Makes sense. Following the December 15th, 1967 collapse of the Silver Bridge and the death of 46 people, the incident gave rise to the legend and connected the Mothman sightings to the bridge collapse, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out logically any other reason other than it was probably old and malrepair.
Exactly.
No, the Mothman did it.
Yeah, no, Mothman.
Yeah. According to Georgian newspaper Sivobonaya Gruia, I don't know.
Gruzaya.
Sivobonaya Gruzia, who is a Russian ufologist, claimed that the Mothman sightings in Moscow foreshadowed the 1999 Russian apartment bombing. So it's not just people in Point Pleasant who
what did it do? Land on the
feel that
apartment?
Right. So it's not just people in America who feel
Yeah.
like the sighting of Mothman prophesies further events.
Yeah.
In 2016, WCSH TV published a photo purported to be of Mothman taken by an anonymous man while driving on Route 2 in Mason County. Science writer Sharon Hill proposed that the photo showed, quote, a bird, perhaps an owl, carrying a frog or snake away, and wrote that, quote unquote, there is zero reason to suspect it is the Mothman as described in legend. There are far too many more reasonable explanations.
Do they have that picture posted?
Maybe. I didn't look. But maybe. But I mean, if it looks like a small bird, owls are small.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't think that's like Mothman unless they're like, oh, baby Mothman.
No, some owls are big.
Not as big as people.
Well, no, but
I mean, I know like barn owls are kind of big, but
I mean, wingspan wise, they'd be as tall as a person.
I mean, maybe. Folklorist Jan Harold Brunvand notes that Mothman has been widely covered in popular press, with some claiming sighting connected with UFOs and others suggesting that a military storage site was Mothman's home, again, near the munitions plant. They think that's where he was living. Brunvand notes that the recounting of the 1966 to 1967 Mothman reports usually state that at least 100 people saw Mothman, with many more, quote unquote, afraid to report the sighting. So they're saying like at least 100 people reported it, but there was a whole lot who were too scared to come forward. However, he points out that these written sources for such stories consisted of children's books or sensationalized or undocumented accounts that fail to quote an identifiable person. So, like, there are statements out there that say, yeah, I saw it too, but, like, they never came forward with, like, the name or, hey, I wrote that. So he's not counting it because it's unverifiable. Like, he has not been able to go and talk to these people because it's either just it came from a children's book or somebody just wrote something and they didn't like identify who they were.
Okay.
So he also found elements in common among many Mothman reports and much older folk tales, suggesting that something real may have triggered the scares and became woven with existing folklore. He also records anecdotal tales of Mothman supposedly attacking the roofs of parked cars occupied by teenagers. So he thinks like they're kind of interweaving some event that happened that may not have been exactly this with older folklore that's already existing in that area.
That makes sense.
And coming up with like this whole new thing. Conversely, Joe Nichols says that a number of hoaxes followed the publicity generated by the original reports, such as a group of construction workers who tied flashlights to helium balloons. Nichol attributes the Mothman stories to sightings of barred owls, who are very large, suggesting that the quote-unquote Mothman's glowing eyes were actually a red eye effect caused from the reflection of light from a flashlight or other bright light source, like a camera.
Yeah,
like the old-timey cameras.
It turns your eyes red.
Exactly. Benjamin Radford points out that the only report of glowing red eyes was secondhand, that of Shirley Hensley quoting her father. So she did not see this being. The father did, and that's kind of where she pulled from it. However, John Keel relays the story of witness Connie Carpenter, who allegedly saw Mothman in broad daylight on November 27th of 1966 and described it as having glowing red eyes. Yeah, so it was in broad daylight. Yeah. So like a camera flash or whatever, wouldn't have made that. A flashlight wouldn't have done that because it was daylight. You wouldn't have needed any kind of extra light source. So he's kind of counting that as something that proves it has glowing red eyes. What? One of the prevailing hypotheses associated with the Mothman at the time the original sightings was that it was a misidentified sandhill crane, due primarily to the size of the bird as well as the quote-unquote reddish flesh around the crane's eyes. Daniel A. Reed examined the migration patterns and historically reported sightings of sandhill cranes in the area of Point Pleasant and proposed that in cases where eyeshine was not noted, it was statistically more likely that witnesses were seeing and misidentifying a great blue heron instead. So he researched the migration patterns, and they're like, this is kind of more likely than a weird Birdman.
He at least he tried to be like, hey.
Yeah, he tried something. In 1966, a snowy owl was shot by Ace Henry at Point Pleasant, and it was described in local newspapers as a quote-unquote giant owl because of its nearly 5 feet wingspan.
God damn.
It's been claimed that it may have been the origin of the Mothman sighting. So, the bird is still displayed as a mounted specimen at the Mothman Museum. According to the University of
Chicago. Wait, there's a museum?
Yeah, there's a museum. There's a festival.
What the fuck?
Yeah. According to University of Chicago psychologist David A. Gallo, 55 sightings of Mothman in Chicago during 2017, published on the website of self-described 14 researcher Lon Strickler, are a quote-unquote selective sample. The term 14 is sometimes used to characterize various phenomena, most commonly anomalous phenomena, which is like researching anomalies. Gallo explains that, quote unquote, he is not sampling random people and asking if they saw the Mothman. He is just counting the number of people that voluntarily came forward to report a sighting. According to Gallo, quote unquote, people are more likely to visit a paranormal-centric website like Strickler's, might also be more inclined to believe in and therefore witness the existence of a Mothman. So he's saying people who believe in this kind of stuff are typically the ones who go on to see it or experience it. Some pseudoscience adherents, such as ufologists, paranormal authors, and cryptozoologists, suggest the Mothman could be an alien, a supernatural manifestation, or a previously unknown species of animal. So they are kind of admitting to it could just be an animal. Like it might not be anything paranormal. However, the latter is highly unlikely, as according to the square cube law, a creature with a 6'7" height and a 10-foot wingspan, as described by Roger Scarberry, would not be able to fly. And again, it doesn't fly, it glides. So it doesn't have to flap. It doesn't have to do anything. It just has to glide on the wind. Right. In his
Some birds do that anyway. They glide.
Yeah. But they also flap.
Okay.
Yeah. In his 1975 book, Keel claimed that Point Pleasant residents experienced precognitions, including premonitions of the collapse of the Silver Bridge, UFO sightings, visits from inhuman or threatening men in black, and other phenomena.
What?
Yeah. So he claims that some of the residents, like, foresaw the bridge collapse, aliens coming,
Okay.
men in black, you know, not Will Smith or anything like that, but the other men in black,
Okay.
the ones we don't know about.
Okay.
Mothman is not good or evil, as its nature is not clearly defined, and the legend is open to personal interpretation. Some view it as a malevolent omen of disaster because, again, the Russian apartment buildings and then the bridge that fell.
Yeah.
While others see it as a neutral or benevolent harbinger, attempting to warn people of impending tragedies. So it's either he's causing these tragedies or he is appearing to forewarn people of these tragedies. But either way, Mothman is being associated with these tragedies in some form or fashion. Its association with disaster has led to it being seen as a symbol of bad luck, or conversely, a supernatural messenger. So
he's like, I'm just trying to be nice and warn you people.
Yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know if he's like, I'm mad, so I'm gonna make shit happen, or hey guys, like, shit's happening. I need you guys to kind of be aware of it. So Mothman has become a big source of tourism for Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant held its first annual Mothman Festival in 2002, and it is still going today, so it's been 23 years. The Mothman Festival began after brainstorming creative ways to attract visitors to Point Pleasant.
Of course.
Yeah. The group organizing the event chose the Mothman to be the center of the festival due to its uniqueness and as a way to celebrate its local legacy in the town. According to the event organizer, Jeff Wansley, my name's Jeff. The average attendance for the Mothman Festival is an estimated 10 to 12,000 people per year.
God
so this is not a small festival. People come from all over the country to see this.
Damn.
A 12-foot tall metallic statue of the creature created by artist and sculptor Bob Roach was unveiled in 2003, so a year after the festival started. The Mothman Museum and Research Center opened in 2005. So it's not just a museum, it's a research center trying to figure out, like, hey, is this actually a bird, or is there, like, something more happening?
What are you?
Yeah. The festival is held on the third weekend of every September, hosting guest speakers, vendor exhibits, pancake eating contests, I don't know, and hayride tours of locally notable areas.
Okay.
So, like, come look at Mothman and eat some pancakes. Come competitively.
I mean, pancake sounds good.
Pancakes are good, but how, like, they're even if they're not dry, they're dry.
Yeah, I don't know how you do a contest.
I could have, like, 2 pancakes and I'm done.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. So, in popular culture again, while the 1975 book and 2002 film The Mothman Prophecies may be the best known media regarding the legend, several low-budget and independently made narrative films and documentaries have since been released.
I've heard of none of these, so...
You've never heard of The Mothman Prophecies?
Nope.
Huh. Interesting.
Not that I know of.
Small Town Monsters has released 2 documentaries about Mothman, The Mothman of Mount Pleasant in 2017 and The Mothman Legacy in 2020. Hellier, a 2019 digital documentary series released on YouTube and Amazon Prime, includes a segment in the 2nd season dedicated to the Mothman. Point Pleasant Tapes is a found footage film co-written and directed by Jesse P. Pollock, Mike Vaccaro, and Dan Jones, and was filmed with 1980s period correct cameras in the same West Virginia area of the sightings. The completed film made its festival debut on October 19th of 2024. So basically that one was fake footage.
Yeah.
Found fake footage.
Yeah.
Filmed with old cameras to make it look like it was old.
Yeah.
Into this documentary. Like, this was not real footage.
Yeah.
So it's false, but they got it as close to accurate, I guess, as possible.
How many people are going to still believe that?
Yeah. The Mothman appears as the first boss in Trepang, being housed in the Horizons Corporation's Pandora Institute. Mothman appears in Fallout 76 as an enemy from the Steel Rain update. A cult of the Mothman also appears in the base game, being located in Point Pleasant. Magic the Gathering has a card called, quote unquote, the Wise Mothman, based on the character from the Fallout games, which was based on the real life thing. Mothman appears in Fortnite as an outfit added in the 2025 Halloween Fortnitemares event.
Of course.
And they have a Mothman plushie at Build-A-Bear.
I've seen that.
Have you?
It's really cute.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know. So I couldn't find a whole lot of like encounters or testimonies about Mothman, unfortunately. I did find one. Again, I think I found this on maybe Reddit or somewhere, but I can only find one. So it was written by Christopher Sire, and he wrote it in 2024, so just last year. And he says, I was at Flagstaff, Arizona in July of 2020 looking to spend the night in my fifth wheel trailer near Lake Mary, which is about 5 miles outside of Flagstaff.
Okay.
I had just driven up from Phoenix, and it was about 10 p.m., and I was tired and wanted to sleep and get up early the next day and find the spot in the national forest where I would stay for the next couple of months. So he was like really camping out. He said, I pulled into a side road near Lake Mary and was going to sleep in my fifth wheel still connected to my truck. It was pitch dark with no lights anywhere and tall pine trees all around me. I get out of the truck and head towards the door of my fifth wheel when I see two glowing red lights up 20 to 30 feet in the pine trees. I had no idea what I was looking at, so I just kept staring at it.
No.
I thought maybe there were those red airplane warning lights, but I concluded that they definitely weren't and were a lot closer than I originally thought. They seemed like both eyes were slightly swaying back and forth.
Nope. Hell no.
Like an owl.
Yeah.
Like an owl. I got the intense feeling like I was being watched and got so spooked that I decided to get the hell out of there and ended up parking and sleeping in a Walmart parking lot. Probably a good choice.
Probably.
I had never heard of the Mothman at that time. Years later, I heard about it, and the red glowing eyes matched what I saw that night. I also read of other sightings of the Mothman in the Flagstaff area. I'm pretty sure that it was Mothman. There are literally hundreds of Mothman sightings and stories. He says that. I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any. So
apparently he knew where to look.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's Mothman.
But yeah, his plushie is actually kind of cute.
Is it? I didn't even look it up. I probably should have. But I didn't. I just thought it was cute that it was like...
Yeah.
Oh, he is cute.
I know, he's adorable.
Oh, I need that.
And you
like
can get a giant
bat.
one too. That's pretty much what he is. They made him look like a giant bat.
He looks like a little bat. That is adorable. Okay, I kind of love that.
Yeah, that's literally what they made him look like, is a giant bat.
Yeah, I kind of love that. It's really cute. Oh.
I'm surprised I haven't got you one.
I didn't even know they existed until I did the story.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like plush bats and everything. But okay, well, that was our stories for this week. I know it was kind of short, but also not short. You guys can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/hauntedandhomicidal. You guys can email us, hauntedandhomicidal@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys. Like, if you guys have any personal stories of like paranormal, whether it's stuff we've already covered or, not.
And you can make comments and shit.
Yeah. Or like if you've ever been caught up in like a murder case or your parents or of somebody, we would love to hear about it. Maybe we can kind of make it an episode on our own. And then, of course, Facebook.com/hauntedandhomicidal. That's where you can see all the pictures that we post of all these stories. So you can kind of look at them and follow along with like what we're saying when we're doing the stories.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we thank you guys for all the love and support that you are giving us. We appreciate it. Okay, bye.
Bye.